Courtship and dating are preliminaries that men and women go through to discover one's standards in finding a suitable partner and deciding whether to enter marriage. Regardless of the form, courtship and dating are influenced by cultural norms and representations in multimedia platforms. In the Philippines, courtship was a slow and methodical process that has undergone significant transformations, particularly under the influence of post-feminism and postmodernism. These shifts have redefined gender roles, mode of communication, duration, and expectations of relationships, and the balance between tradition and innovation. According to Regala et al. 2021 and Torres 2023, in earlier years, individuals engaged in different social interactions and practices that were far more restrained than in Western cultures due to the influences of Spaniards and Catholicism. Women embodied the modest and quiet dalagang Filipina ideal, while men initiated the courting.
Back then, it's always the guy who initiates. It's taboo for the girl to start off. But there are girls who are really forward, but then most are not.
As the courting or dating phase started, men were not allowed to court or date women outside the women's house. They were also not allowed to hold or touch the hands of women prior to marriage.
Sa panahon namin, ang courtship, dapat sa bahay ka lang talaga nililigawan ng isang lalaki. Hindi ka pwedeng makasalubong mo lang sa kalsada, mag-uusap na kayo bawat yan.
However, courtship involves more than just the potential couple. It often includes the family and other external factors, making it a public spectacle. Specifically, the man goes to the house of the woman as a sign of respect for the woman and her family. This practice is also an opportunity to get to know the man better and to evaluate whether his intention is genuine or not, before giving their approval and blessing in entering into relationship. This is according to Deyala and Gadingan 2024 and Torres 2023.
Pinupuntahan yung girl sa bahay nila kasi that shows your respect not only for the girl that you're courting but also to the parents.
Besides facing the parents before courting, the man also surprises the woman and her family through paninilbihan and unexpected gifts like flower or food.
Punta siya sa bahay namin, nagpapakilala siya sa magulang ko ng maayos at nagbibigay galang siya. At yun nga, nagdadala siya ng mga something, pagkain.
Harana is also evident in the early times, with several love songs such as kundiman and ballads played on radios and televisions. At night, standing underneath the window of the woman's house, the man serenades his beloved with all his heart, often with his friends playing other instruments to catch the attention of the women and eventually accept his advances.
Yun, pag-aarana, gusto ka rin naman yung time na yun, pagbibigay ng bulaklak, at pagpunta sa bahay ng babae.
Audio players and cassette tapes have also played a significant role in the courtship and dating process.
I use the media of, if you would know what a cassette tape is, it's a recording device where you can record songs that you hear on the radio using the recorder. So what I do is I record couple or more songs and then call it a love mixtape. And all these songs are dedicated to the one I'm courting.
Letters also became the primary mode of communication, and heartfelt messages were crafted and exchanged through pen and paper. The letter was then delivered to a post office, and when a woman received it, the woman would write back to the man.
Back then, it's all snail mail. We write letters, send it to the post office, and then they reply through another letter, they send it to the post office. You get your reply after a week or more.
Walkie-talkies have also been used by couples to remain in touch, especially in the 1980s and 1990s, when it started to gain popularity in the country.
Nung sa panahon kasi namin, nauso na yung radyo. Ano yung radyo? Yung walkie-talkie. Ayun. Minsan, meron sila sa bahay nila na walkie-talkie, tapos ganoon din sa bahay namin. Or, doon kami minsan nagko-communicate, pero hindi laging ganoon.
From snail mail to walkie-talkies, courtship and dating have veered away from the traditional practices of older generations to adapt to modern digital dynamics due to technological advancements. The development of desktop computers, telephones, and handheld phones gave way to new modes of communication for millennials, ultimately changing the courtship and dating landscape.
More on ligawan yung sa telepono nung time namin.
Some people still romanticize and practice the older romantic traditions of past generations, giving their love stories a nostalgic touch. Traditional practices such as writing love letters and card giving remained popular during their time. Moreover, traditional gender roles remained in this generation. Males were still the ones who would muster up the courage to confess and make the first move. Meanwhile, females remained reserved, reflecting the ingrained norms and expectations surrounding courtship and dating. However, with the continuous globalization and technological advancements, handwritten letters have transformed into smartphones and laptops connected to the internet, allowing effortless communication regardless of time and space. These devices also allowed haranas to dominate new platforms through voice messages or online video conferencing.
So, daling mag-communicate Facebook, gano'n. Tapos, afterwards, nag-Instagram din kami. Kasi lalo na kapag parang gusto mo yung magandang quality ng video calls, gano'n. Discord naman, kapag gusto namin mag-date time, gano'n. Or, like, gusto namin, yung pinapanood kami habang mag-usap kami yung dalawa.
Moreover, although television and radio have featured segments offering relationship advice, social media platforms and the internet have further popularized the dissemination of tips on courting or resolving love conflicts. Such platforms also included exploring zodiac signs, with influencers and astrologers becoming guests to discuss compatibility and dynamics between individuals based on their signs. According to Adlaw 2023, these pieces of advice and occultism beliefs influence decisions regarding romantic matters.
Although, hindi naman talaga siya mag-matter. Compatible naman talaga kayo regardless kung ano yung zodiac sign mo, match ba yung from nyo, or something, or gagayamanin mo man siya. Kasi feeling ko mapapervey pa rin kung hindi totoo yung nararamdaman ng person sa'yo, di ba? Kahit dinayuhan mo lang.
Along with the convenience and widespread dissemination of relationship advice, swiping left or right has also become the norm in the contemporary era, with the introduction of several dating applications that democratize the pursuit of romantic relationships.
We also have different dating apps that people utilize. So parang we have Bumble, we have Tinder, and the like. So parang in those apps, you're able to meet a person, a potential partner that you like.
Those applications not only allowed individuals to meet new people from all over the world who are ready to enter relationships, but also enabled both genders to actively influence social dynamics, resulting in a more meaningful and sincere experience in courting and dating. This change in the portrayal of romance and gender roles is also reflected in the films and society. Specifically, women are starting to assume an active role in the relationships.
I feel like it should start with the person who likes them, not necessarily the gender.
Nonetheless, the changes in courtship have significantly impacted the social, economic, and political landscape of Philippine society. In the social sphere, courting and dating paved way for individuals to form relationships. As Atong et al. 2022 stated, whether or not, courtship often begins with friendship, which allows people to become acquainted with each other's personalities and assess their compatibility.
Parang mararamdaman mo lang Parang nag-umpisa kasi sa pagiging magkaibigan. Tapos mararamdaman mo lang na gano'n, na nanliligaw. Pero hindi niya sinasabing nanliligaw siya.
Economically, the courting and dating realm revolved around consumerism across generations, with suitors showing their affection through material things.
The dates, yung magaling pero natutuhan siya at definition goes.
Restaurants, coffee shop, and fast food chains have also capitalized on the themes of courtship and dating, offering limited time promotions, freebies, and discount targeted at couples. However, the concept of who must spend money on dates or gifts has also changed. Today, women can pay for dates or divide the expenses, leading to the 50-50 concept, that is introduced and made popular by social media and television. Despite being introduced in the contemporary era, not all individuals have accepted it, due to traditional beliefs that men should shoulder all expenses on dates. Besides spending on love interests, the concept of cohabitation is becoming increasingly common in the Philippines. Such arrangements allow couples to limit personal expenses and deepen their relationships by developing shared values.
From courting to being in a relationship and being and cohabiting with your partner, those stages of a relationship require commitment. And this means commitment. When you commit to someone, your partner's values and practices will definitely affect yours and how you live your life.
However, differences in values can either lead to compromising or conflicts with the partner. Additionally, uncertainty and doubt emerges when individuals communicate with their partners or seek to meet their potential love interests online. This uncertainty stems from the lack of nonverbal cues such as body language, tone, and facial expression, which are crucial for interpreting intents and emotions.
Yung online kasi minsan hindi sincere siya eh. Minsan marami siyang paligoy-ligoy, hindi mo alam kung totoo nga yung sinasabi niya.
This just shows that regardless of the differences in practices of different generations, one thing is for sure. Face-to-face interactions and traditional Filipino values such as respect, trust, sincerity, and commitment should not leave the scene. As Dr. De Paula suggested on how to build a positive relationship.
You have to trust your partner. So rest or suspend judgment whenever you are in doubt, whenever you have something in mind or about your partner. So make it a habit to investigate first, to know your partner very well. It may mean that you don't know your partner yet. If you have doubt, if you're lack of trust to your partner. So also share information to each other.
Whether traditional or modern, love thrives in respectful exchanges, shared experiences, and moments of mutual understanding. It is not bounded by time or modernity, by happiness or adversity, by letters or likes.